solemn appreciation, we recall the heroic deeds of the Marines who fought at pray you would bless the conversation around the table. We pray you would use this food.
Wanted to thank all of you for coming. It's a great crowd tonight. This is my last official function as an active duty Marine. So this is a pretty special event for me tonight. And one of the things I wanted to say, because this is certainly about our Corps and not any individual, but I did want to take this opportunity because we have all these fine employees and Marines and sailors who belong to MCI-East. And one of the things I wanted to say to you, have this great collective body in one place, was that it has been as much an honor serving with all of you folks here at Camp Lejeune this last 18 months or so as any Marine or sailor that I ever served with, the 2MEF, 2nd Marine Division, or 2nd MLG on this installation. You're special people. Oftentimes, decisions that come your way, there's nothing but a menu of bad options. And you always choose the best one that you can for our Marine sailors and residents on this installation. So it's with great pride that I served with you and was a member of the MCI-East team. At this point, though, we're going to ask our guest of honor, Lieutenant General Faulkner, to join us and offer us some words of wisdom.
Just thanks to Colonel Clark, to Jim, and Claudia here. I tell you what, the team has done so much for Marine Corps Installations East and all at Camp Lejeune, and we're going to miss you both as you transition. Great. So thanks for those great comments. Marines, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for this honor tonight. So it really is an honor for me to be able to spend our 239th Marine Corps birthday with you tonight. So tonight, as I go through my comments, you're going to hear me say Camp Lejeune, and then sometimes you'll probably hear me say Camp Lejeune. It doesn't mean I'm indecisive. And I mean no disrespect. The fact of the matter is, I just go back and forth between the two. I always have. So the fact of the matter is that, of course, this great base was named for our 13th Commandant, General John A. Lejeune, who's a tremendous, really, Eastern North Carolina, for that matter, is Major General Bob Dickerson and his wife Karen. Sir, it's good to see you again. Thanks for being here. Rear Admiral Navy retired Tom Collison. Tom, thank you for being here. Former commanding officer of the Naval Hospital here at Camp Lejeune. I talked about Jim and Claudia. Let me also welcome the incoming Deputy Commander of Marine Corps Installations East and Camp Lejeune, Colonel Yuri Escalante, and his wife Missy. Colonel Escalante was snatched from Marine Corps Logistics Base Albany. He was handpicked to come here, and he's already doing great things here with this location. Sergeant Major of Marine Corps Installations East and Camp Lejeune, Sergeant Major Paul Barrett and his wife Mary. Sergeant Major, thanks for what you do for all the Marines, and thanks for what you do for the officers too. Because I know we require just as much hands-on leadership as everyone else, Sergeant Major, so thank you. And Tom McCarthy, Chief of Staff, thanks for what you do, Tom. Let me shift a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, Jim talked about it, but it is good for me to be back in Camp Lejeune. Eastern North Carolina is home to me. I grew up not far from here, about an hour, in Havelock. I was born in Havelock. Probably a lot of you people thinking right now, are you kidding me? Really? Somebody's really from Havelock? But the fact of the matter is, I grew up as son of a Marine, and Havelock High School graduate, East Carolina graduate. So this really is home to me. I've been in the Marine Corps probably about 32 years, right around there, and 12 or 13 of them were spent right here, 4 different times, really every rank, through Brigadier General. I've been here at Camp Lejeune. So it's really an important part of my life. My oldest daughter was also born here in the high school, in the hospital. Okay, before I get into my comments here, I want to tell you a joke. And let me just tell you right up front, and you know this, these days, it's hard to come up with a joke that is both clean and funny, right? They don't necessarily go together. But bear with me here. I had a hard time. I looked at 2 or 3 different jokes, and what I finally settled on was the best branch of the armed forces in heaven joke. I'll note going down one of the streets of heaven, and they ran into St. Peter. And they said, hey, St. Peter, remember that question we asked you when you first got to heaven? Have you had a chance to talk to God? Suddenly, a sparkling white dove lands on St. Peter's shoulder. In a dove's beak is a note glistening with gold dust. St. Peter opens the note, trumpets blare, gold dust just drifts into the air, harps start playing these crescendos, and St. Peter begins to read this note aloud. Memorandum from the desk of Almighty to all former soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines. Subject: which military service is the best? Paragraph 1. All branches of the United States Armed Forces are honorable and noble. Paragraph 2. Each serves America well and with distinction. Paragraph 3. Serving in the United States military represents a great honor warranting special respect, tribute, and dedication from all fellow men. Paragraph 4. Always be proud of that. The note is signed with warm regards and water. Almost 6,000 facilities, buildings worth $7 million sit on this installation. 106 maneuver training areas, 98 live fire ranges, 47 different tactical landing zones, and 4 different mountain facilities for urban training. Another statistic for us. Over the last 7 years, across all the Marine Corps, we spent almost $13 billion in military construction. More than 25% of it was done right here in this area. Camp Lejeune and Keynote, somewhere in the area of $3.5 billion of construction purely on this area. Pretty impressive. In 2013, if you add up the population of Marine Corps base Camp Lejeune, as well as as well as New River, close to $5 billion of total earnings. Particularly proud of the regional and community relationships that have been put in place in this entire area. Community government relations and others. There's no stronger relationship between a Marine Corps installation, by the way, we have 24 of them, and a local community, whether it's Onslow County or Jacksonville, than exists right here. Quite frankly, there's no scene between the two. And so when I talk family here in a minute, I'm talking about that entire area. And the relationship that exists here is really one to emulate throughout the rest of the Marine Corps. And then finally, countless awards for everything that happens around here, or deployed around the globe as our nation's crisis response force. At a passage of command ceremony on the 17th of last month, at historic Marine Barracks 8 and 9, our 35th Commandant, General Amos, passed the Marine Corps Colors to General Dunford. General Dunford just returned from 18 months in Afghanistan as commanding general of all coalition forces there. He talked with us about 3 weeks ago, as I mentioned to you earlier. The bottom line is our new Commandant was rightfully focused on what's important in the Marine Corps. He's focused on war fighting. He's focused on those Marines that are most forward deployed from the flagpole first. And he's also focused on making sure that we remain ready and agile to respond to tomorrow's security environment challenges. Today in Afghanistan, we have somewhere around 2,200 Marines, and we're winding down. As a matter of fact, a lot of you have been there. The last pieces of equipment, our Commandant knows the only way to remain relevant is to be forward deployed. And so our Marines that are tonight in Japan, Australia, around the globe, Korea, forward deployed on new Marine Expeditionary Units, that's what it's all about. And that's what's made us successful for 239 years. This will continue under the watch of our 36th Commandant. What also gives me a pretty warm sense is General Dunford knows that it's a total force. He knows it's not all about the operating forces. He knows that our bases and stations, all the other services went down, particularly the Army. We retained our force structure, our future force structure. So the Army doesn't like that. You know what? We really don't care. So we're in pretty good shape. We're in pretty good shape with the F-35. General Amos got the F-35 off probation. Because of his efforts, we're going to have a 5th generation fighter. healthy. Yes, there's fiscal challenges recognized by Berkeley by Harris. It's a framework for our production. We also know that within our own families, we have certain beliefs and traditions, right? So whether it's the way you celebrate holidays, whether it's the way you eat meals, whatever your individual traditions are, your rules, the way you do vacations, that's what makes your family. For example, in my own family, my dad, 31 years in the Marine Corps, he's pretty much at the top of the ladder. So we kind of knew who made the rules. The bottom line is he was always employed long implementing the rules. The fact of the matter is, usually when Dad said something, you had to listen to it. Not quite great Santini, but he didn't know to whack us, right? So if you didn't hear yes ma'am or yes sir come out of our mouths, guess what? You got whacked. That's kind of the family that we grew up. Like we went through it, either Arizona or San Diego, like Wyoming. That's the early stages of our family. It's determined by things like hemoglobin A. Those are the kinds of things, the kind of traditions that we orient ourselves around for our family. Family is shaped by traditions, really traditions like we just witnessed here tonight with this tremendous birthday cake celebration. We take our birthdays pretty seriously, don't we? I mean, that's our family. That's a family tradition. Really, this is a family tradition, our Marine Corps balls. We also share the same kind of deep through our glorious history. That's what makes our family. Other services are envious of our family. It's not that we want it. If we didn't have egos, we wouldn't be Marines, right? The fact of the matter is we're a little bit cocky, and that's okay. But there's other services, and quite frankly, there's other nations that are envious of our family. And we're proud of our family. Once you're in our family, you never leave. No such thing as a former Marine or an ex-Marine. Once you're in a family, you're always in a family. So you may change the cloth. You may wear something different. You may wear a tux. There's a lot of great family members in here tonight who have tuxes on. All right? You may sleep in a little later in the morning. You may not just go out for a 3-mile fun run. And you may not do push-ups anymore or pull-ups. That's okay. Guys and gals, Mohawks, it doesn't matter. Because they're Marines. They're part of the family. We protect our family, just like you look out for your brothers and sisters, whether it's at the bus stop or wherever. We're very protective of our family. We take care of our own. So before I wrap up, there's one thing I would like to do, and just bear with me here, please. I would like to ask all the Marines in here that came in the Marine Corps after 2011 to please stand. If you came in after 2001, please stand. After 2001, please stand up. After 2001. Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, look around at these Marines. Unlike a bunch of us old-timers here, these Marines came in during a time of war. And so they came in the Marine Corps knowing that they'd probably go to combat. I take it a step further. Not only knowing that they'd go to combat, but wanting to go to combat. These members of our family made a decision. They made a decision that was bigger than themselves to be part of this family. They made
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to draw your attention to a small table which occupies a place of dignity and honor, and that the sweetness of enduring peace has always been tainted by bitterness of personal sacrifice. We are compelled to never forget that while we enjoy our daily pleasures, there are others who have endured, who may still be enduring, the agonies of pain, deprivation, and internment. They are unable to be with their loved ones and families tonight. together to pay humble tribute to them and bear witness to their continued absence. This table, set for one, is small, symbolizing the frailty of one prisoner, alone against his or her suppressors. The tablecloth is white, symbolic of the purity of their intentions to respond to their country's call to arms. The single red rose at the base signifies the blood that many have shed in sacrifice to ensure the freedom of our beloved United States of America. This rose also reminds us